Speak on it. 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 Let's talk about it. We got the tea. Just say the topic. We bring the heat. Speak on. Speak on. Speak on. Speak on.
Hey guys, welcome back. This is Speak On It Talk Show. And today we are actually talking about our LGBTQ crew. So earlier, I know in the segment, you guys had a guy that came on earlier.
Yes.
You referred to yourself as he was a
gay
male.
Mario.
So I'm sure you guys enjoyed that segment. But right now, what we're going to do is we have another guest that's about to come on. Her name is Arianna. She's going to be amazing. She's going to tell you guys her story. But first, what we're going to do is tell you guys a little bit about each type of thing, which is considered like LGBTQ. And we'll give you guys the definition of each thing. So we'll start it off here. Who has L, so we can explain to the people on what that means.
I have L, which is lesbian, a homosexual woman relating to homosexual women or to homosexuality in a woman.
Okay.
That was a lot of homosexuality.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I get it.
I get it.
Right, we understand what that means. And I have the G, which obviously stands for gay, which is homosexuality used especially for men.
Okay. So I guess for me is next. I have the B, which is a bisexual. So basically, a bisexual is someone sexually attracted, not exclusively to people of one particular gender. Okay, so basically that's attracted to both men and women. So that's what that one means. Okay.
All right. T, transgender, denoting or relating to a person whose sense of personal identity and gender corresponds with their birth sex, meaning that they were not born with that,
I guess that what they were born with, their traits or whatever,
You know what I'm talking about.
Like, for example,
what they naturally were born with.
So you want to? I find a word. But
So I have the next one is queer, which is kind of similar to that one. So basically, but this is a little different. It says strange and odd. So basically denoting or relating to a sexual or gender identity does not correspond to established ideas of sexuality and gender, especially heterosexual norms. So just
say that one more time.
Yeah. So
Rewind.
Okay, so beginning strange and odd, denoting or relating to a sexual or gender identity that does not correspond to established ideas of sexuality and gender. So especially heterosexual norms.
So unorthodox, pretty much.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that's why it says
but why do you gotta
strange
start
and
the
odd.
definition off with strangely and odd?
Yeah, that's what when I
Because
looked
it's
it
not
up.
the norm is strange.
Gotcha.
Right.
Yeah, exactly.
Because it is, but
Right. Well, I mean, and I guess the example, one of the examples, if you want to say maybe a woman, I think he touched on it earlier, Mario. I guess with a transgender, kind of like, okay, if it's a man that changes their whole sex into a woman.
Okay.
You know what I mean? They may still have a penis, so I guess people would say that would be strange and odd. So, I guess they would say they'd be queer. I mean, but
That makes sense.
but hey.
it does. But you guys will see in this segment where he explains it better than so you will understand.
Yeah.
He breaks it down, right?
Yeah. So.
Okay, great. So what we're gonna do, guys? Let's welcome.
I'm sorry to cut you off.
Okay.
And now, before we get started, we did want to just make sure that we just say again, happy birthday!
Oh, yes. Happy birthday!
Happy birthday! It's her birthday today, so she has a birthday shirt. She's playing and everything. Look, they already standing over there. Yes. Okay. Let us know. Okay.
I'm still fabulous.
Period.
guys.
Yes.
Now
that
that
was
we
fun.
got through that, we are going to welcome our guest, our other guest for today, which is Arianna. You guys welcome Arianna.
Thank you so much for being here, Arianna.
Absolutely.
Like, oh my goodness. We are so grateful to have you on the show today. So
No worries.
this is gonna be fun.
Yes,
so I think we're gonna kick it over here to the emphasis.
But first, you know, if we have any questions that we ask that may be uncomfortable, you can always skip them. You know, anything that you don't want to answer, you just let us know, okay?
Yes. Right.
So what we'll do, Arianna, I guess I'll kind of go ahead and start it off here. So let me see here. I'll just kind of start with something maybe a little bit fun here. So if you could date like a celebrity, who would it be and why?
A celebrity.
Yes, a celebrity.
Male or female?
So what do you prefer?
Right, what is your preference? That's a
Yeah,
good
I need to ask
Yeah.
that. I should have asked that first. Like, you know, exactly.
What
like,
do you consider?
Yes.
I don't technically prefer, I don't like titles, but
Okay.
That makes
but the world does. So for the world, I am bisexual, but
Okay.
I love
Okay.
both people. It's just-
Okay.
That's a good
Okay.
one.
Okay.
But what is celebrity?
So celebrity, I would probably say Jill Scott.
Really?
Jill Scott.
Oh, okay. Okay.
That's some soul.
Okay, I like that.
I see you.
She got to
Absolutely.
dig down deep in the soul.
Yes, and she could sing the alphabet to me. Like,
Yeah. So her voice is one of the things. that
absolutely. I mean, she's a beautiful person, just in
Okay.
whole, but yeah.
Okay.
I
Okay.
didn't expect that.
Okay. Okay. Yes.
So who do you consider a positive role model in your lifestyle?
Wow, one positive role model? I mean, I've had a few, but I mean, I guess if I had to pick one, it would be my Aunt Carla. Just because she always lived out loud.
Okay. Yeah.
Just
No
totally
regrets.
embodied herself. Yeah, no regrets, had fun, always look for the silver lining.
Yeah, you gotta live unapologetically.
Absolutely.
Oh, I love that.
Absolutely.
Yes, I am.
Free.
Only way to be.
Yeah. Be yourself. That was
Yourself.
what
That's all
you're
we kept saying.
touching on.
Be yourself. If you're not
Yes.
yourself, then you
Who
know.
are you?
Exactly. Nobody can be me.
Yes. Okay, so I'll ask this. So, okay, how do you deal with people that have homophobia about, you know, gays and lesbians?
I've pretty much learned to just ignore people.
Okay.
Everybody likes to say it's a choice, but I was
Yes.
born a black woman, and so to say that I chose to be in another category of other, I just choose to see it as ignorance, and they're still learning.
Yes.
So
Absolutely.
I'm gonna do
Yeah.
me regardless.
Yes.
You know, I'm not disrespectful. I am, you know, I don't do
Okay.
PDA in front of children, but I'm gonna
Right.
always just be me.
And I commend you for
Yes.
that, 'cause it's hard for a lot of
Yes.
people to just be who they are naturally
Exactly.
because of the
is,
fear
yeah.
of rejection from other people. So
Absolutely.
I commend you for that.
Absolutely.
Yeah, it is.
I do want to say I like your shirt.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. I was like, right, it's
Yeah.
Exactly.
You would have had some stuff for y'all who weren't sold out, you know.
I believe that.
Exactly.
I loved it.
Yeah.
What attracts you the most to a woman, and what attracts you the most to a man, seeing that you are bisexual and you don't have a preference?
It's different for both. It really
Okay.
is. For a woman, someone that is independent and secure in herself,
Okay.
that is not looking for me to be a man, because I don't want to be a man.
Yeah.
Right.
For a
Okay.
man that's secure enough in himself to accept me as I am,
Right.
and not try to paint me as something I'm not, so that I look like what he wants.
Right.
Okay.
Okay.
So just that ability to be me,
Just
to
someone
accept me,
genuine.
right? That's genuine, and accept my fluidity as I flow, and not
Okay.
try
I
to
like that.
direct
I like that.
Yeah.
Set my fluidity.
Yeah, and it sounds like just either way it goes, as far as a woman and being in a relationship with a woman, it's the same as if you were in a relationship
Absolutely.
with a man. And I said that earlier to him because
Mhm.
what you guys are speaking about, I mean, it's like what's the difference besides
People are
you
people.
like the opposite sex or the same sex?
Yeah.
That's it. Relating to people is relating to people, no matter the
Right.
gender.
Yep. I agree.
Okay. That's good.
Okay, so my question here is, has being a bisexual affected your relationship, like with your parents? Like, how do they feel about being bisexual?
Well, my relationship with my parents is interesting. I don't really speak to my father
Okay.
at all. My mom's fine. My mom has always raised me to love everybody, first of all. So
Okay.
I came out to my mom when I got my first girlfriend, and I showed up at her job and was just like, "This is my girlfriend."
Oh,
And
wow.
that was-
How old were you?
I was like 24.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, but still, that was it. There was no. Yeah, and totally. And she was just
Yeah.
like, "Hey," and went right on about her business. But they've always, totally
Wow.
raised us to be that way.
So was 24 when you realized that you had feelings for the same sex, or did
No.
you feel it long before then, but you held it back, or how did that?
Okay, so I can't say when I actually started having the feelings because I think I did deny it for a long time. I can say when I was 23, I kissed a girl and I liked it, but I wouldn't admit it to myself until I was 24.
Okay, that's when you started to get to the point where you were
And
more
is your-
comfortable with.
Right.
And is your relationship
Okay.
with your dad, it was always been that way, or is it because of?
Okay, well, my dad molested me when I was a child. So he went to prison, and when he got out, I attempted to have a relationship with him, but I couldn't get an honest moment, and so I just kind of gave up on it for my own well-being, right? For my sanity, for my own growth. It was just something I had to just shut down.
I'm so
Wow.
sorry.
Do you think that that has had an effect or decision based on preference? Because I know that there are some people out there, such as men and women, who's been molested by, the opposite sex when they were young, and that's what make them lead to the same sex.
I will say for a long time, I think that is why I wouldn't admit it to myself. Because
Okay.
I didn't want that to be a reason. I was raised in the church, that's right, hellfire and brimstone. But also, I didn't want it to be said that I left men for women because of.
Gotcha.
Right.
You didn't want right.
Because I didn't. It was just a
Your own
life
choice, your own preference. Not
Somebody
because
told me I
of
was
that.
greedy because I didn't want to decide, and I was like,
No.
or is it that you're jealous because
Because
you
you
choose
can't
to
do
limit
Right.
yourself?
Right.
It's
Get along with
It's
it.
interesting.
It being, exactly true to who you are. Like, it's the
Right.
right thing in life. period.
Exactly. Do you.
Yeah.
Whatever feels good to you, as long as it's good
Yes.
for you and to you, you
Right.
can't go wrong.
Because you're solely responsible for your happiness.
Exactly.
Nobody else is.
Nobody at all. At all.
That's good. Yeah.
So, does being bisexual affect your workplace or affect when you're at work?
Well, no. When I first started at my job, I didn't come out, but my dress is pretty obvious. Assumptions get made,
Right.
but because of where I work, I chose not to say anything, but I also choose not to lie. If anyone has a question, I have no problem answering, but my business is my business.
Exactly.
And everybody, for the most part, is respectful. Honestly, because of my lifestyle, I get a lot of questions, and come here, girl, let's talk, can I ask you?
Right.
Okay.
And I feel like that's because
Okay.
a lot of people are kind of
Curious.
Yeah.
They might be a little interested.
Yeah.
But not even
Yeah.
that. Some people feel offended because some people want that title. I want to be labeled as, and if you label them something different, then
Right.
they get offended. So
Yeah.
it is questionable. Like, okay, well, maybe I should ask first so there's no miscommunication.
Right.
In reference to if I say something to offend somebody. So we all wrong. Why not just pull it to the side and say, hey, let me ask.
And
Right.
a conversation, that's the best way to approach
Right.
it.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
Mhm.
makes sense.
And asking.
Yeah.
I promise that is the preference. As far as how to refer to people and those different types of things, just ask.
Just speak on it.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And I guess some of the questions that I have, it seems like some of the answers have kind of been given.
Okay.
So it's like, with some of these, okay, so what I'm gonna do is, I think I might have, let me just, anybody else got any other questions they can answer right now? I'll come up with another.
I don't at the moment.
do you want children?
I did not, and recently that has changed. Scariest thing in my life.
What made that change? What
Oh.
made you decide that you may want to?
Okay, honestly, I recently got married. And well, we're separated. But it is what it is. Life is a lesson.
Okay.
But she had 2 children, and
Okay.
that was my first experience, and it kind of, I had a lot of fears about parenting, but that experience gave me an opportunity to see that I might be all right there.
Exactly.
I'm a little worried because I think I might be a little long in the tooth, but you know,
Never too late.
I think I have a unique experience to actually plan to have a child.
Okay.
Makes sense. Definitely makes sense.
So,
do you want to build a foundation with a woman, or do you want to build that foundation with a man?
Okay, so I'm poly, so it doesn't matter to me who
Okay.
I'm
Okay.
free loving. I have a girlfriend. I am technically married right now still. I'm
Okay.
working on having a boyfriend.
Okay.
So
Okay.
yes, yeah, I'm working on building a tribe. So
So what made you decide that polygamy was the lifestyle you wanted? Is it because of the benefit of the business concept, or you just, you know?
now there's a difference between polygamy and polyamory.
So what is it?
Okay.
So polygamy is like many marriages, and polyamory is just loving many people. It's not necessarily.
Oh, okay.
So it's like having an open relationship.
Okay.
You know, everybody's on the same page. Everybody has a good understanding.
Okay.
Nobody is being left behind. Nobody is being left out of anything. Very, very different than polygamy.
Work.
But listen, it is a lot of work, but it's also beneficial
Right.
because there are a lot of layers to me.
Yeah.
And not one person can necessarily handle all of those different layers. And in allowing myself to have many lovers, I get different things from those different
Okay.
lovers.
You get satisfied in every
Okay.
aspect.
Wow, so that's the understanding that you guys have to where, you know, I know you said you have many, and so she does as well.
That is
So it's
our
just-
setup. That's our dynamic, right?
Okay.
So basically, you set the expectations when you meet this person point blank. This is what it is. This is what I want. This is,
Absolutely.
and then
Okay.
you give them that option to say, okay, I want.
Absolutely.
Wow, so that's good. You're upfront. You know what's
Absolutely.
going on, and that way, you know,
At
so
first
everybody's
we-
introduced. Like, say, okay, you have someone, and then so everybody, like, of course, knows everybody. Everybody's
If I meet someone new, I may take a while to cultivate that relationship to see if they're even worth introducing to my other mate.
okay. Okay.
But that person knows that I have another mate.
Okay.
That makes
Wow.
sense. It's
Yes.
like if you have kids, you don't want to just off the jump introduce them to kids.
Oh my goodness, that was really funny. Okay.
So my next question
Okay, yeah.
is, I've heard something. I don't know if I'm using the term right, so I really don't want to use that term.
Okay.
But do you, as a woman, use a strap-on when being intimate, or you're just foreplay your body, or you use toys?
All of the above.
Okay.
All of the above. Okay.
Do you prefer like a different position, or is there a
What do you mean? Be
Oh,
more
what are
specific
you?
in your question. Do I prefer a different position?
What is it that you prefer, like during intimacy? So you're a receiver too, like, you know, some
Okay,
people
see,
don't.
that's what I thought you were asking.
So
So
let me get
Okay.
down in that.
That's what I thought you were asking.
Okay.
So the best way that I can answer that for you is that I take as good as I give. I don't do anything to anybody that I wouldn't allow done to me. Everybody likes what they like, right?
Got you.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Okay. Like try different things. and just,
Absolutely.
you know. Okay. Open-minded. Okay. I know you mentioned earlier about, you have like what is it,
Polyamory.
polyamory. So you date different people, but you have one main person, right? It's like a
It depends on your setup. Some people do hierarchy. Technically, I am married and I have a wife. I also have a girlfriend. But my, like I said, my wife and I are separated. I don't know that I'm gonna do the marriage thing again.
Okay.
But everybody's relationship setup is different in polyamory. It's just in what you want and what you desire.
Okay.
So polyamory is like I don't want to say is it like a group or it's like
a lifestyle.
A lifestyle. That's what I'm
Okay.
looking for. So it is a lifestyle, and it's like many of you guys. Like, do y'all have like a community that you got?
Absolutely.
Okay.
So as far as with sex, as we're talking about sex, I mean, we kind of asked that earlier. Did you guys, coming together like an orgy kind of thing? You ever done that with everybody that you're like?
Have we all ever gotten
Together,
together? That's your question.
yeah, all at once.
And that is a thing. Have I ever done that? Yes, I have.
Okay.
But I mean, and that's not everybody's thing. Some people date together. Some people date separately. There is something called a triad. If you have a couple that dates one other person, or they might date separately. It just depends
It's
on
just a freedom
everybody's setup.
lifestyle. You just
Right.
free to do
Right.
whatever
No,
y'all feel
okay.
comfortable, as long as y'all open eyes and shit.
Exactly.
Makes sense.
Exactly.
Okay.
I have a